Kinship Connection is an award-winning organisation that seeks to facilitate healing of Aboriginal kids who have lost touch with their families and their culture. Founder Anne Hawke draws from her own experience in and out of foster homes to help prevent kids from feeling alienated and losing their identity.
My name's Anne Hawke and I'm the CEO of Kinship Connections. I'm also the founder. I started fostering when I was about 19, so I've been a foster carer for the last 36 years. I have to tell the story of my grandparents before I talk about mine. My grandmother was born in Halls Creek and she was taken away to Mullabulla Station. My grandfather was born in Broome and he grew up at Beagle Bay Mission. And when my parents met in Port Hedland and had 16 children, my mother was one of the eldest and she was removed from Port Hedland and grew up at Magumba Mission. And so when she came out of the mission at 16, she moved down to Perth to be a house cleaner for white families. And then when I was born, there was 5 of us siblings and we were all sent out to different areas. I had a sister that went to Holland. I had another sister that was adopted to farmers down in Katanning. I had a brother that was adopted out to Salvationists in Kalgoorlie. And I had another brother that was adopted out as well. Myself, I was taken into care when I was 4 years old, and I was taken to Sister Kate's, which is a home for quarter caste Aboriginal kids. I went to a lot of foster families. Some were good, some weren't so good, and so I always knew I wanted to be a foster carer, and that I could make a difference in someone else's life, because I didn't have a very good childhood. So sometimes when the kids hit around 11, 12, 13, they want to know who they are. You know, when I was on the training team with DCP, we covered the whole state, you know, going to see over 600 relative carers from the bottom end to the top end of WA. And some of those kids we saw were with fantastic carers. But the thing is they did not keep those kids connected. And I keep saying to them, yeah, you've grown them up beautifully, but if you do not keep that connection to their birth families, you will lose these kids when they reach 13, 14, because they want to know who they are and where they belong.
All the boys that we've got, they mainly live in the city, and they don't know what it's like to go out in the dark. So we've got to make sure we've got plenty of light for them. A lot of the boys that we've got are traumatised. They all come from foster homes, and they don't know what it's like to go out in the bush. It's very scary for them first off. And slowly just trying to break them back into their culture ways,
Because these young fellas, they've got nothing, and there isn't that male role model there. And they do. There's a lot of other things that, the positive that I can see coming out of, some of them might not have that respect, where maybe like with their grandmothers or their aunties, who, you know what I mean, they do. There are young fellas that haven't got that sort of respect and don't actually give a damn after a while,
And a lot of our families, a lot of our young men are now living in households with their nanas or with their aunties, and they actually don't know how to be Aboriginal men, or even to be Aboriginal either, because some of them are living with their white grandparents. So the healing camps really came up around the need that these young men are falling out of the system when they're hitting 16 and 17.
With the healing camps, the standout thing about it is you have the Aboriginal elders, and they come with lifelong experience. It's something that you can't read out of a textbook or go to the local TAFE or the local university and get a degree in that. This is experience coming not only from here but from here with culture, and it's that first-hand learning.
Just teach them that. We got the elderly men that will come into our camps and talk to them about what's in this country, what's not. Teach them all, a bit of language, and like I said about the food they can grab and stuff. But all these boys in the city know is KFC. They don't know what it's like to even have a feed of kangaroo meat or emu or catch marrons or stuff like that. So that's all we want to just try and teach the younger ones. about their culture, what's out there available for them.